Hi, my name's Nicolette, and I have a YouTube channel on here that I don't really post on. I'm recording off my phone, but I promised myself, I just came back from a crossover service at church, but I promised myself when I got back that I'm going to reflect on 2024. And I learned one thing in this year that I'm going to keep forever. And it's not judging people who say they struggle with, my room's messy. People who say they struggle with mental health and struggling with specifically low self-esteem, depression, anxiety, feeling like a disappointment, feeling like a failure, feeling like you're not worth anything, feeling like you don't deserve anything. I've always had an issue. I've always been had low self-esteem, and like even though I gave my life to Christ, I still struggle with that, and I think I liked it. Like once I gave my life to Christ, there's a theology out there, especially if you know about Reformed theology, that talks about being so wretched, and that we're so wretched, we're unable to do any good because our heart is so wretched. So that's what I believe in, like Reformed theology, and I gravitated towards this because I felt that I was so wretched, and that's true. The heart is deceitful above all else. Who can trust it? You don't know the heart. The heart is so wicked. That's very true. But I kind of internalized a lot of the stuff, and I thought it was okay. I thought it was humility to downgrade yourself, and I didn't realize that it was just low self-esteem and self-hatred from the years prior that I had. And I'm sorry for shaking, and I'm sorry for my low voice. I'm not trying to talk too loud, but specifically one moment in 2024 I want to highlight. A couple moments actually. I lied. The first moment I want to highlight is when I turned 18. This is a ramble. I'm so sorry if it doesn't make any sense, coherent sense. But when I turned 18, I realized, especially the day before, I was just so sad. My birthday is January 4th, and January 3rd, I was just so sad. I had an overwhelming sadness come upon me. And it was just like, you don't deserve anything. Because like the whole thing was like my parents really wanted to throw me a party, especially my mom, she wants to throw me a party. And the last time I had a real gathering for my birthday was 2020, and I turned 14. So my mom really wanted to put a gathering, and I'm in college now, and I just, and in my heart, I just felt like, I don't deserve anything, and I truly internalized that. I don't deserve anything. I don't deserve a party. I don't deserve gifts. I don't want anything. I am not worthy of anything. That is what I internalized to myself. And I truly believe that, and I truly felt that I did not deserve anything, and that I was so wretched, and that I was so unholy and unworthy and undeserving. I don't know what else to say, but like, if you guys know what I'm talking about, like, I feel like only people who know, like specifically that feeling of like emptiness and feeling like you're so like stained, messed up, like for some reason you have this different view of yourself than other people have. And so I just, truly speaking, I felt incapable of accepting love and accepting that I do deserve this. And so I was crying that whole day. I felt like, man, I'm unworthy. I told my parents I don't deserve this, and they were like mad at me. They're like, you don't deserve this. And I've struggled specifically with my mindset of like, I don't deserve things. I truly like, even the one thing that I wanted for my birthday was the Sony XM4s, and I ended up getting them. My uncle from Japan, he got them for me, and I got it in May. And when I got it, I started crying because I felt so unworthy of getting it, and I felt like, but what did I deserve to get this? And I felt like, man, I'm just wasting this guy's money. Like, I don't deserve this. And I didn't touch it. Didn't touch the headphones for like a week, a couple of days before I started using it, because I just felt unworthy. I even felt in my heart, I was like, man, maybe I should just give it away. Like, maybe the Lord told me, sow a seed, like give it to somebody, give it to a friend of mine, they need it more than me. And that was my mindset, and that's my mindset and it got really toxic. Like I was failing chem and math in my second semester of college, and you know, and I also had like other classes I was taking too, and I took a public speaking class, and the final was coming up, and I'm sorry this story is like really incoherent and rambling, but you know, the final was coming up, and the final was at a certain time, and it was online. It was just a video that we had to record ourselves. Very easy 100. You know, and I like misunderstood the time of when we're supposed to submit the video, and so I saw the time and I was like, oh my gosh, like what? I thought it was this time, you know, and I didn't know that it was a different time, and so I was freaking out. And I had an iPhone XR, so the iPhone 10, it was blue, and I already had like scratches on it. Like it was run through the ringer because I had to get my screen replaced, and you know, it was already on its kind of like not on its last legs, but you know, it was struggling. It was like it needed help, and it was crying out to get to be something like this, crying out to be fixed. And I just remember that feeling of defeat because I thought I had missed the final, and I'm already going through these losses of failing 2 classes and being a failure. I felt truly feeling, I felt like disappointment, failure to myself, failure to my parents, and I felt like I did not deserve anything. And those thoughts came back, but even more. Like the thoughts I was talking about previously, they came back 10 times more. And so I had my phone here, and my phone was already cracked, and I was so angry at myself. I, in my dorm, threw my phone and just threw it at the wall. And I was so mad. I threw it at the wall, and my phone shattered, like it cracked. I couldn't put in my PIN to get into my phone. I was blocked out of it. I couldn't call anybody. I had to say like, hey Siri, call this person. Like it was so bad. I didn't know if I received transactions. Like it was that bad. I couldn't check my balance, and you know, I had to stay on campus for a couple extra days because I needed the extended stay because I had some other things I was doing on campus. So it was just really bad mentally, and I felt so worthless and empty and broken. And that mindset trickled with me through the summer, and you know, I was like blocking it, and I randomly got back into wrestling, and that became an obsession of mine. And I related very closely. I know this story is so random, and I'm really sorry, but if this could just help one person, you know, me venting could probably just help one person, then I'm so glad. Sorry, I don't want y'all to see my room. I'm so glad that it could. But I just became really obsessed with Shawn Michaels and his story because it related to me so much. Like a guy that everyone hated, and then like he's able to turn his life around, and especially the Clique. You know, I like the rebelliousness. And if you don't know wrestling, y'all know the Clique. You know, it's Shawn Michaels, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, and Triple H, and X-Pac. Sean Waltman, which is X-Pac. And I just fell in love with their story, and I fell in love with their friendship. And I remember feeling like I longed for it. I didn't feel like I had like a friendship like that in a very, very long time. And I started to live vicariously through wrestling. So crazy, so random. And then I just like completely fell into a big depression in my third semester of college. So my first semester of sophomore year. It was to the point where like it just happened randomly. I love going to clubs. I love going to clubs my first semester, my second semester. Third semester, I went to at my school, we have like a fair that you can see all these different clubs if you want to join. And I signed up. I was like so excited, I was like, I couldn't wait to sign up for all these clubs and all these organizations. But like the moment I just realized like I didn't go to any of them, and I usually go to clubs. Like I will go to a club, like it doesn't matter if there's 5 clubs in a week, at least I'll go to 2 or 3, because I just love going to clubs. I love meeting and I love interacting, especially like the Christian organizations, and I love going there because I'm a Christian, and I need to be with believers, and I love fellowshipping and listening to the word, and consecrating myself for holiness. But I did not go to anything. Like it was to the point where like I just became very reclusive, and I didn't realize it until the semester was almost over, when I was like, whoa, like I didn't go to any clubs, and I was so reclusive. Like I couldn't focus. Like, I don't know, like this is really important I was trying to get to. Like like, I truly understand how people feel, like, when they say, like, that they're, like, depressed, because I felt that, like, there's an emptiness, and you feel empty, like nothing, you're so numb to the world that you don't care, like, you're like, I give up, like, I had that mentality, like, I don't even care anymore, I don't care about life, like, I had that mentality, and it was scary. It's a scary place to be in, because, like, I was like, whoa, like, I was, like, contemplating, like, starting smoking cigarettes, like, I was like, man, maybe I should get, like, I understood why people got on drugs, like, I truly understand why people go vape and go do cocaine and go do, I understand, because you get to a point where, like, you're so empty, you hate yourself so much for where you've landed that you want to do anything to torture yourself. And I understood that. I understand completely, and I felt it was to the point I isolated so many people. I didn't talk. I went to the dining hall and I came back, and that was it. I didn't talk. I didn't talk to my roommate. I was so isolated. I didn't talk to any of my friends. I ghosted so many people. It took me weeks. It was like a chore to respond. It was like I physically could not respond. I was avoiding people. That's when I knew something was wrong. I was avoiding people. I was avoiding my friends. I was avoiding people. If I saw you and you're in the dining hall, I would go to a different dining hall, or to go find a seat where you couldn't see me, or to wait for you to leave, and then I go, like, I was very, like, it was crazy. And it was just emptiness, like a feeling of, like, I'm not worthy. Empty. It was so bad. It was so bad to get to that point where you literally talking about your life, and especially as a believer in Christ, that gets to the point where you say you don't care about life anymore, like, you don't care about your vessel. It's crazy. It was so bad, and I understand it. I understand, like, so a lot of people pretend and say that they're depressed. They're not depressed. Depression takes your energy. You don't shower for days. You don't brush your teeth for days. You cannot get out of bed. You are literally so numb to the world. You can't do basic things because your mindset and your mind is telling you you don't deserve this. You're worthless. Look where you got yourself into. Who's gonna like you? Who's gonna, like, you don't have any friends. Your family hates you. You know, like, you're a disappointment to your family and to your generation. That's how that's the enemy talking to you. To me, he was talking to me like that, and I internalized that, and I understand. I truly understand when people say that they have depression. I will never judge, you know, like, anybody who struggles with that. And it's a random video. I know this is one of my first videos. I'm just saying I understand, and this is a new year, and if anyone sees this, comment down and just say, like, you know, like, tell your story about depression. Maybe I can elaborate, and maybe you can understand more, but, like, it's like a gut empty feeling. I don't know if, like, it's empty. I don't feel like anything. It's crazy. So I just hope this could help someone. Maybe you can relate with my feelings, and then we can go into 2025 and keep ourselves accountable, and not fall into these bad mental, like, patterns. And excuse my non-existent eyebrows, but yeah, sorry.